Hello friends, place 1 pound or 450 grams of ground beef into a large bowl. Add 2 eggs right on top, then season with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, spoon in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and add 1 tablespoon of mustard. Next, finely chop a bunch of fresh parsley. Every time I chop parsley, I remember my grandmother's kitchen. She used it in almost every dish because it brought freshness and life to the plate. Friends, it warms my heart to see where you're from. Share your country and city, and if you're in the US, let me know your state. Add the parsley to the bowl. Gently mix everything with your hands. Mixing slowly helps the ingredients come together naturally. In a frying pan, pour in a little vegetable oil. Add 1/4 stick or 30 grams of butter. As it melts, let it foam gently. That moment when the butter turns glossy and fragrant is always the true beginning of a comforting dish. If you have any questions about the recipes, leave them in the comments and I'll respond as soon as I notice them. Now, finely chop 1 onion. Onions have been the base of home cooking for generations. They're full of antioxidants, help support our heart and digestion, and their natural sweetness blooms the moment they hit warm butter. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. Your support is always welcome. Friends, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more recipes like this one. Add the onion to the pan and let it soften slowly, releasing that familiar, cozy aroma that fills the whole kitchen. Finely chop 1 bell pepper. As soon as the knife touches it, that bright sweet aroma rises. Bell peppers always feel like a little celebration in the kitchen. They bring color, natural sweetness, and a huge boost of vitamin C. Add the pepper to the pan. Give it a gentle stir. Then chop 1 carrot. I always smile at this part. The vibrant orange feels so warm, like those autumn vegetables we helped our parents peel as kids. Carrots bring natural sweetness and a comforting depth, and they're full of beta-carotene that supports our eyes and immune system. Add the carrot to the pan. Cook everything until the vegetables soften and fill your kitchen with that tender, homey fragrance we all love. Transfer these vegetables to the bowl with the beef. Now add 3 tablespoons of flour to help bind the mixture. And gently fold everything together. Take your time. It's almost like mixing something for a holiday meal, slow and peaceful. Now, let's prepare the eggs for our filling. Place 2 eggs into a small pot. Cover them with cold water. Bring the pot to a gentle boil and cook the eggs for 7 to 10 minutes until they're fully set. When they're ready, drain the hot water and run the eggs under cold water and peel them carefully. Then grate the eggs on a medium grater. Grated egg has that soft, delicate texture we all remember from warm, comforting meals at home. Now transfer the grated eggs into a bowl where we'll build the filling. Next, grate 3 ounces, or about 100 grams, of semi-hard cheese. As soon as the grater touches it, you'll feel that familiar softness and smell that gentle, salty aroma, the kind that always hints a comforting dish is on the way. Transfer the cheese into the bowl with the eggs, letting those 2 simple ingredients. Now grate 1 to 2 cloves of garlic on a mini grater. Fresh garlic releases its aroma the moment it touches the blade. Warm, sharp, familiar, the kind that always promises a flavorful dish. Add it to the eggs and cheese. Add 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. One teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Then mix everything until smooth and creamy. The filling should be soft, rich, and easy to spread. Take a sheet of parchment paper. Spread the beef mixture into a rectangle about ½ inch thick. Take your time with your hands here. Press gently. Smooth the edges. Feel the mixture come together. There's something calming about this step, almost like shaping dough before baking. Spread the creamy egg and cheese filling on top. Slice 1 pickled cucumber. That gentle tang brightens the whole filling, the kind of simple little touch our mothers always added to make a dish feel complete. Arrange the slices straight down the center. Now gently roll everything with the help of the parchment paper. Slowly, evenly, like you're wrapping something special. Let the paper guide you as the meat lifts and curls around the filling. There's something almost soothing in this moment. The soft pressure of your hands, the layers coming together. The little tuck at the end that makes the roll feel snug and complete. It's the kind of step that always reminds me of quiet evenings in the kitchen, when food felt like a small gift we made with care. Take a baking dish. Brush the bottom with a little vegetable oil, just enough to give the rolls a light, even coating so they don't stick. Now place the rolls inside, arranging them gently so they keep their shape. Put the dish into a preheated oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and bake for 20 minutes. While the rolls are baking, place 3 peeled potatoes into a pot. Cover them with water so they're fully submerged. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Put the lid on and let them boil until soft. Meanwhile, finely chop 3 mushrooms. Take your time. Mushrooms have this quiet, earthy aroma that comes alive the moment the knife touches them. They're such a comforting ingredient, full of natural umami, gentle on digestion, and rich in minerals that support energy and immunity. As you chop, the pieces should be even so they cook uniformly and keep that soft, velvety texture. Now melt a small piece of butter in a frying pan, about 1/4 of a stick, or 30 grams. Once it melts completely, add the chopped mushrooms. As they hit the pan, they start releasing their juices, and that deep autumn smell spreads through the kitchen. It always reminds me of slow weekend lunches after long walks, when something warm and homemade was waiting at home. Sauté the mushrooms until golden and tender. When the potatoes are done, drain them and return them to the warm pot. Mash them while they're still hot. Warm potatoes mash smoother. No lumps, no fight. Add the buttery mushrooms right in. Now grate about 60 grams of Parmesan, then sprinkle it into the warm potatoes so it melts gently through. Finally, finely chop a small bunch of green onions. The onions add that fresh lift that keeps the mash from feeling heavy, creamy, savory, and bright all at once. Fold them in. Mix everything thoroughly. Now mix together 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 20 milliliters of soy sauce, and half a tablespoon of mustard. Stir until you get a smooth, glossy sauce. This little mixture brings tanginess, depth, and beautiful color. It's the final touch that wakes up the flavor of the meat and gives the rolls that irresistible finish. Take the rolls out of the oven and brush this sauce generously over the top. Make sure every side gets a little. The sauce caramelizes in the heat and creates that flavorful, shiny coating we all love. Sprinkle a little soft cheese over the rolls, just enough to melt into a golden layer. Return the dish to the oven for 10 more minutes until the tops are bubbling, golden, and wonderfully fragrant. Once the rolls finish baking, carefully take the dish out of the oven. That first wave of aroma is incredible. Warm cheese, savory meat, a little sweetness from the sauce. Gently transfer the rolls onto a serving plate. Now add a big spoonful of the warm mushroom potato mash right beside them. It's soft, creamy, still steaming, and the way it settles next to the golden rolls makes the whole plate look like real home comfort. This is the kind of meal that fills the kitchen with coziness and brings everyone to the table a little faster. I hope it brings the same comfort to your home as it always brings to mine. But don't go just yet. I've got another delicious recipe waiting for you. Start by gently breaking 3 eggs into a large mixing bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of oregano. Now whisk everything together until the mixture turns smooth and lightly frothy. There's something soothing about this step, the rhythm of the whisk. Next, grate 5 medium potatoes. The fine texture they create gives the roll its soft, comforting bite. Every time I grate potatoes, I'm reminded of childhood evenings, standing on a little stool beside my mom, helping her prep vegetables for big family dinners. That clean, earthy smell of freshly grated potatoes always brings me back to those warm, busy kitchens. Once they're grated, squeeze out any extra liquid using your hands or a towel. Add the potatoes to the bowl with the egg mixture. Now finely chop 1 red bell pepper. Red bell peppers are one of my favorites, packed with vitamin C and adding that bright pop of color that makes any dish feel more joyful. My grandmother always believed that a colorful plate makes a happier family, and I tend to agree. Add the chopped red pepper to the bowl. Next, finely chop 1 yellow pepper. Yellow peppers bring a mild sweetness and always look like little pieces of sunshine on the cutting board. They remind me of late summer harvests and warm evenings. Add the yellow pepper to the bowl as well. Now, finely chop a small bunch of parsley. Parsley always brings a breath of freshness, that bright green touch that makes any dish look alive. Before I chop it, I like to rub it lightly between my palms. That little squeeze wakes up the aroma instantly, just like my grandmother used to do. Add it to the bowl. Then finely chop a bunch of green onions. Their gentle, spring-like flavor lifts the whole mixture. And add them in as well. Next, sprinkle in 2 tablespoons of flour. This helps our roll hold together beautifully. Mix everything thoroughly. I love this moment. Watching the colors swirl together as you fold the mixture feels almost meditative. It's the point where all the separate ingredients finally become one story. Now, line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Gently shape our mixture into a rectangle. Aim for about ½ an inch in thickness. Slide the sheet into the oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and let it bake for about 20 minutes. Now pour 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil into a frying pan, just enough to lightly coat the bottom. Finely chop 1 onion. Onions might look simple, but they're the heart of so many home-cooked meals. The moment they touch the hot pan and begin to sizzle, that soft, sweet aroma spreads through the room, the same smell that used to pull me into the kitchen as a child. Add the onion and cook it until it turns tender and golden. Now, finely dice 1 large chicken breast or 2 smaller ones into tiny pieces. The smaller the pieces, the faster they cook, and the more tender the filling becomes, almost melting right into the onions. add the chicken to the pan with the onion and stir gently, letting each piece pick up that lovely golden color. Now finely chop another red bell pepper. This second pepper doesn't just add color, it brings a soft sweetness that lifts the whole filling. As it cooks, it melts into the chicken, but still leaves those cheerful little red specks that make the dish look so warm and inviting. Add it straight into the pan with the chicken. Next, grate 2 cloves of garlic on a mini grater. When garlic is grated, it releases far more aroma than when it's just chopped. Those natural oils bloom instantly, wrapping the kitchen in that deep, cozy scent we all know. And besides the flavor, garlic gives a gentle boost to the immune system. Add it to the pan. Now sprinkle in 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of oregano. Give everything a good stir so the spices wake up in the heat, and wrap around the chicken and peppers. This is the moment when the whole filling starts to smell like something truly comforting is on the way. Now grate 4 ounces or 120 grams of cheddar cheese. Growing up, this was always my favorite kitchen job. Add about 1/4 of the cheese into the pan and stir. It melts quickly, wrapping the chicken and vegetables in a creamy layer that pulls everything together. Save the rest. We'll need it for the final touch. Now take the baking sheet out of the oven. When it's warm but not too hot, cut it into 4 or 6 rectangular pieces, depending on how big you want your rolls to be. Place a generous scoop of the chicken and vegetable filling onto each piece. Spread it slightly, not too much, just enough so the filling sits comfortably. Carefully roll each piece, keeping the filling tucked inside. They're soft, but they hold their shape nicely. Little savory packages ready to bake. Sprinkle the remaining cheese over the tops. Then return the rolls to the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, just until the cheese melts into a golden, bubbly crust. Next, in a small bowl, add 4 ounces or 120 grams of Greek yogurt. Stir in 1 teaspoon of mustard, add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice for freshness. Then grate 1 small pickle on a mini grater. The pickle adds that tiny crunch and tang. My mom used to say that pickles wake up any simple sauce, and she was absolutely right. Add it in. Next, finely chop a small bunch of parsley. Fresh parsley always adds that gentle pop of green and a clean, bright aroma. It lifts the whole sauce. Add it to the bowl. Then finely grate 1 clove of garlic. Just a little is enough to give the sauce a soft, warm kick without overpowering anything. Add it too. Season the sauce with half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now give everything a really good stir. I always love this moment. A few slow turns of the spoon, and suddenly, these simple little ingredients melt into one smooth, flavorful sauce. Now it's time to plate. Arrange the mini rolls on a serving platter. They're golden, cheesy, and full of that tender chicken and vegetable filling. Add a small bowl of our fresh yogurt sauce on the side. The warm rolls and cool tangy sauce balance each other beautifully. This dish is cozy, cheerful, and perfect for sharing with loved ones. I hope it brings the same warmth and happiness to your home as it does to mine. Thank you for cooking with me today. Until next time, happy cooking!